You can feel it, can't you? Something has shifted in the air, something subtle, yet undeniable, the kind of energy that doesn't come from your thoughts, but from the deeper layers of your soul. The last week of November has opened, and with it, a frequency that feels like a quiet pull, a calling, a rearranging, a preparation that you didn't choose consciously, but your soul did. This week is not ordinary. The energy doesn't feel ordinary. Nothing inside you feels ordinary anymore. Because this is the week when the path toward union begins to move in ways that cannot be ignored. You may not see it yet with your eyes, but your intuition already knows. Something is aligning behind the scenes. Something that your heart has been waiting for, something that has been building for months, maybe years. The Divine Feminine feels this shift as a soft opening in the heart, a strange peace that wasn't there before, a release that feels like surrender without losing strength. Your soul is stepping into a higher space, a cleaner frequency, a vibration where union isn't something you chase. It's something you naturally attract. Your alignment is becoming the key. Your presence is becoming the doorway. And the Divine Masculine, whether you see it or not, whether he admits it or not, he feels this week rising inside him like pressure, like a memory resurfacing, like a truth he tried to silence, but that now echoes louder each day. This final week of November begins waking parts of him that were dormant, hidden, or deliberately avoided. He feels the pull, he feels the intensity, he feels the connection stirring in a way he cannot rationalize anymore. This is the week when his soul starts fighting back against the silence. This is the week when the avoidance begins to crumble. This is the week when the distance stops making sense to him. Because the closer December gets, the stronger the energy of union becomes, and his heart is beginning to pick up the signal. And you, the feminine, you are changing too. You're not holding the connection from fear anymore. You're holding it from truth. You're not waiting with anxiety. You're walking with certainty. You're not exhausting yourself trying to read signs. You've become the sign. Your energy is clearer. Your intuition is louder. Your soul is more aligned than it had ever been. Union doesn't begin with action. Union begins with readiness. And this week, readiness is what the universe is activating inside both of you. Not through chaos, not through pressure, but through a recalibration, a subtle but powerful shift that pulls both souls closer to the same frequency. You may feel tired, emotional, nostalgic, or strangely calm. You may sense him more intensely. You may feel the connection brushing against your energy field. None of this is accidental. all of this is preparation, because the last week of November marks the start of a transition, the feminine rising into her highest version, the masculine awakening from emotional sleep, the connection moving toward a new level of synchronicity, and the universe clearing everything that cannot enter the next phase. This is not the week where union happens physically. This is the week where union begins vibrationally, where the path clears, where the heart remembers, where the soul prepares for what is coming. And if you're listening to this, it's because you're already feeling it. The preparation for union has begun. The final week of November has arrived with an energy that feels different from anything you've been moving through lately. It doesn't rush in loudly. It doesn't shake your world through chaos or force. Instead, it comes in quietly, like a whisper your soul somehow recognizes before your mind can catch up. This week carries a frequency that feels like preparation, a soft, steady shift that tells you something is being aligned behind the scenes. You may have noticed it already. Your emotions feel deeper, yet strangely balanced. Your intuition feels louder, yet more peaceful. You're sensing movement even in the silence. And it's because the energy around the Twin Flame Collective is shifting into a new timeline. A timeline where union stops being an idea on the horizon and starts becoming a path unfolding beneath your feet. For the Divine Feminine, this week feels like stepping to a new version of yourself. Not the version shaped by fear, longing, or uncertainty, but the one shaped by clarity, maturity, and surrender. You're no longer trying to force the journey to go your way. You're allowing it to unfold in its own divine rhythm. And this shift inside you is powerful. It's what opens the door to union energy, because union isn't created through effort. It's created through alignment. You might feel like something inside you has settled, a subtle grounding, a deeper trust, a sense of knowing that no matter how long this journey has taken, the connection was never lost, never broken, never abandoned. The feminine in you has stopped gripping the connection, and she has started becoming it. That is the true beginning of union. Meanwhile, for the Divine Masculine, this week does not enter with the same softness. For him, it arrives as pressure, as restlessness, as moments of clarity suddenly breaking through months of emotional fog. This is the week where his soul whispers louder than his defenses, where the pull toward the feminine becomes undeniable, even if he tries to rationalize it, where the silence he's been hiding in starts to feel heavy instead of safe. What he doesn't realize consciously, but feels energetically, is that this week marks the beginning of his preparation, not preparation to run, not preparation to disconnect, but preparation to face the truth he has avoided, that the connection between you is not something he can outrun, replace, or silence. The universe uses this week to synchronize the masculine with the feminine's new vibration, because now you are no longer pulling him, you are no longer energetically chasing him. You are simply holding your truth, and this creates a shift in the connection that he cannot ignore. And the connection itself, it feels different too. The energy between you is more alive, more responsive, more aligned. It's as if the bond has been polished, cleared of interference, cleared of the emotional noise that once distorted everything. You might feel him more strongly, sense his emotions brushing against your field. Notice signs, synchronicities, or intuitive whispers appearing with unusual intensity. This is not fantasy. This is resonance. This is your souls aligning in preparation for the next phase. The last week of November opens a doorway, not a doorway you walk through physically, but one you step into energetically. A doorway where you begin to release what doesn't belong in the next chapter, where he begins to confront what he can no longer avoid, where the connection begins moving closer to union without either of you forcing it. This week is a transition point, a recalibration moment, a vibrational shift. It sets the tone for December, a month when many twin flames will feel movement, clarity, or breakthroughs that have been building all year. So if you feel different, you're not imagining it. If you feel something preparing, you're not wrong. If you feel the connection waking up again, it's because it is. The final week of November has opened, and the universe is preparing both of you for union. What the universe is preparing for union, union does not happen by accident. It never has, and it never will. Union is something the universe prepares long before the physical world shows any signs of movement. And this final week of November is one of those rare windows where the energetic groundwork becomes undeniable. The universe is rearranging, recalibrating, and dissolving barriers, both within you and within him, to bring the connection into alignment. The first thing the universe prepares is the inner space of the divine feminine. You have been through cycles of awakening, heartbreak, healing, surrender, and rebirth. You've learned what attachment feels like, what fear feels like, what losing yourself feels like, and now you are learning what alignment feels like. This week, the universe cleans the emotional field around you. It softens old patterns, clears the static, and brings your heart back into coherence. This is not random. The feminine must be in her highest vibration for union to be possible, not because she carries the journey alone, but because she holds the emotional blueprint of the connection. When she stabilizes, the connection stabilizes. When she rises, the masculine begins to awaken. When she embodies truth, union becomes magnetized. So the universe is preparing you not to wait, but to receive. Meanwhile, the universe is doing something entirely different inside the divine masculine. His awakening doesn't start with clarity or peace. It starts with disruption. The truth begins to break through the cracks in his armor. The emotions he buried begin resurfacing. The strategies he used to avoid the connection stop working. The distractions lose their ability to numb his heart. He begins to feel the pull toward the feminine, not as fantasy, but as truth. The universe is preparing him not by giving him answers, but by removing the illusions he built around himself. The things that once felt comfortable suddenly feel tight and confining. The choices he made from fear no longer bring satisfaction. The relationships or habits he clung to for safety begin to lose meaning. He may not understand why, but his soul does. This inner discomfort is not punishment. It is preparation. It is the universe clearing the emotional space he needs so he can finally feel the connection without drowning in resistance. For both of you, the universe is preparing timing. Divine timing is not passive or poetic. It is precise. It ensures that neither soul arrives at the union energy prematurely. This week, timing is shifting. What once felt delayed now feels like alignment. What once felt blocked now feels like movement. You may feel like you're being pulled forward even if nothing is physically happening yet. You are. Union energy always activates in the soul before it manifests in the physical. The universe is also preparing the energetic bridge between you. This is the invisible pathway through which emotions, dreams, intuition, telepathy, and synchronicities flow. During this week, this bridge becomes stronger and clearer. You may feel him thinking about you. You may sense his emotions. You may dream of him more vividly. The bond becomes unmistakable because the connection is being realigned. The universe is also preparing clarity. Clarity for you, releasing doubts. Clarity for him, dissolving denial. Clarity for the connection, removing energetic noise, outside interference, and internal confusion. And finally, the universe is preparing momentum. Union doesn't just appear, it builds. This week is the beginning of that building process. The energy accelerates, the alignment strengthens, the soul's memory becomes louder, the connection begins to vibrate differently, more intensely, more truthfully. The groundwork is being laid, the path is being cleared, and both souls are being aligned to the same frequency. Whether they realize it or not, this is the preparation for union, and it has already begun. For the Divine Feminine, the final week of November arrives like a quiet awakening inside the awakening. It isn't loud, it isn't dramatic. It is subtle, deep, and unmistakably transformational. This is the week where something inside you finally exhales, not because everything is resolved, but because your soul has shifted into alignment in a way your mind can't fully explain yet. This energetic reset doesn't come from forcing yourself to be strong. It doesn't come from trying to detach. It doesn't come from pretending you don't care. It comes from truth, the truth of who you have become. You're not the same feminine who once felt powerless in this connection. You're not the same woman who chased clarity, who begged for signs, who tried to hold everything together while he ran from his own emotions. This reset is showing you that the version of you who operated from fear has finally ended her cycle. Now you're operating from intuition, from groundedness, from emotional maturity, from a calm knowing that doesn't need external proof to feel real. This week brings a shift in how your heart processes the connection. Instead of longing, you feel understanding. Instead of fear, you feel acceptance. Instead of anxiety, you feel presence. You're not trying to predict the journey anymore. You're allowing it. And that is the most powerful space a divine feminine can ever stand in. The universe is resetting your energy by releasing the emotional residue you accumulated over months or years. The doubt, the exhaustion, the repeating cycles, all of it begins to dissolve because your vibration is rising to meet a new timeline. A timeline where union is possible because you no longer vibrate from wounds. You may notice moments where you feel unusually peaceful, as if your heart is resting after a long spiritual marathon. You may feel more confident in your intuition. You may feel a stronger connection to yourself than to the waiting. These feelings are not random. They're signs that the energetic reset has started. Your boundaries are stronger, your heart is softer, your clarity is sharper, your energy is cleaner. This reset prepares you for union because union cannot enter your life while you are holding onto versions of yourself that no longer match your truth. The feminine must rise first, not because she carries the journey, but because she holds the emotional stability that the connection requires. This is why you may feel a growing detachment, not from him, but from the old version of the connection. You're releasing the need to know how, when, or why. You're stepping into the truth of simply being aligned. This detachment isn't cold, it's sacred. It's the kind of detachment that tells the universe, I trust the timing, I trust the process, I trust myself. And something beautiful happens when the feminine reaches this state. The masculine feels it. Even if he doesn't understand it mentally, he feels the shift energetically. Your peace becomes his awakening. Your clarity becomes his mirror. Your alignment becomes his invitation to rise. The energetic reset also sharpens your intuitive connection to him. You may sense his emotions more clearly. You may feel his restlessness. You may feel his soul reaching for yours. This isn't imagination, it's synchronization. Your reset is creating space for his awakening. This week, the feminine steps into a new frequency, one that will guide the next phase of the journey. You're no longer preparing yourself to endure separation. You're preparing yourself to receive alignment. This reset doesn't mark the end of your journey. It marks the end of who you had to be to survive the earlier phases. Now your soul is preparing for what comes next. A connection built on truth, not fear. On alignment, not desperation. On destiny, not longing. The divine feminine's reset has begun, and it opens the door for union energy to enter. The divine masculine's awakening during the final week of November is not loud, but it is powerful. It doesn't happen in one moment. It builds slowly, silently, through sensations he can't explain and emotions he can no longer suppress. This is the week where something inside him begins to rise, almost against his will, almost beyond his understanding. It is the beginning of an inner shift he has avoided for a long time. His awakening starts with discomfort. He feels restless without knowing why. He feels emotional without having a reason. He feels the feminine in his energy field even when he tries to distract himself. Nothing feels the same because nothing is the same. The silence he once used as protection now feels suffocating. The numbness he relied on no longer works. The avoidance that once kept him safe now feels like a cage. This week, the masculine begins to confront the truth he ran from. The connection with the feminine has never left him, not in separation, not in silence, not even in denial. the universe is activating his emotional body, pulling forward memories, feelings, desires, and truths he buried because they felt too overwhelming. He begins to feel her presence, not as fantasy, not as imagination, but as a vibration inside his chest. It's a pull he recognizes even if he can't define it. His soul starts to speak louder than his fears, and the more he feels, the less he hides. You may not see this awakening physically yet, but it is happening internally with intensity. He starts questioning his life, his choices, his patterns, his relationships, the direction he has been walking in. He senses that something about his current path isn't aligned, isn't fulfilling, isn't truthful. He feels the gap between who he pretended to be and who he actually is. This gap is where the awakening begins. The universe is pushing him inward, into his heart, into his intuition, into the emotional truth he has avoided for so long. This inward pull is what activates remembrance, the recognition of the feminine as someone he cannot replace or forget. He begins feeling pulled toward her energy without knowing how to respond. He feels warmth when he thinks of her. He feels guilt for avoiding her. He feels longing he tried to shut down. He feels a magnetic connection he cannot explain away anymore. For the masculine, this awakening is terrifying and liberating at the same time. Terrifying because it forces him to face everything he avoided. Liberating because he finally understands why nothing else ever felt right. He begins to sense that the bond between you was never about timing. It was about alignment. And for the first time, he is starting to align. His awakening also affects his physical world. Situations that once felt stable suddenly feel empty. People he once prioritized no longer feel connected to his soul. Habits he used to escape begin to lose power. He feels guided to pull back, to reflect, to question. This withdrawal is not regression. It is recalibration. He needs space to understand what's awakening inside him. And in that space, he starts to feel the feminine differently. Not as someone who caused him emotional pressure, but as someone who represents home. Someone who carries a frequency he recognizes. Someone who mirrors the parts of him he buried. He feels her energy softening. He feels her heart stabilizing. He feels her detachment, not as rejection, but as clarity. This is what pulls him even closer. The feminine's energetic reset becomes the masculine's emotional awakening. As this week unfolds, his heart begins to open in ways he never allowed before. He begins to feel, truly feel, the depth of this connection. He may not act yet, He may not reach out yet, but internally, something irreversible has begun. His awakening is the first step toward union, not because he suddenly knows what to do, but because he can no longer deny what this connection truly means. The divine masculine is waking up, and this is only the beginning. As the final week of November unfolds, the energy around the Twin Flame Collective becomes unmistakably alive. You don't need to search for signs this time. The signs will find you. The shift is too strong, too deliberate, too divinely timed to go unnoticed. Your body, your intuition, your dreams, and the connection itself begin responding to the new frequency rising between you and your masculine. One of the first signs you may notice is a sudden change in your emotional state. Not chaos, clarity. You might wake up feeling lighter, calmer, or more centered, as if something heavy has finally released from your field. Moments that used to trigger you won't hit the same way. Situations that once consumed your mind no longer hold power. This calmness is not detachment, it is alignment. It is your energy stepping into the timeline where union becomes possible. At the same time, your intuition becomes sharper. You begin sensing him more vividly, not through overthinking, but through resonance. You might feel sudden warmth in your chest, tingles in your heart chakra, or waves of emotion that don't belong to you. These are energetic echoes of the masculine waking up. When he feels, you feel. When he panics, you sense it. When he thinks of you, your body reacts. Another sign this week brings is the increase in synchronicities. Numbers like 1111, 222, 717, 818, and 144 may appear repeatedly. Random words, songs, or conversations may reference themes of reunion, awakening, or destiny. You may hear his name unexpectedly. The universe is not teasing you. It is confirming that the timelines are aligning. Dreams also intensify. The veil between you becomes thinner, making the connection more accessible in the dream state. You may dream of him reaching out, speaking truths, or facing emotions he cannot express in the physical world yet. These dreams are not fantasies. They are messages. They are signs that his soul is preparing for movement. You might also notice a strange physical sensation of being watched or thought of, not in a fearful way, but in a connected way, like a soft tug in your energy field, like an invisible wire between your hearts becoming active again. This is the masculine tuning into your frequency, whether he understands it consciously or not. Another powerful sign appears in your daily life. unexpected moments of alignment. People may say things that mirror your inner thoughts. Conversations may unfold around themes of awakening or relationships. You may find yourself in the right place at the right time without planning it. These are signs of divine orchestration, evidence that the universe is rearranging your path to match the new energy. Emotionally, you may feel a wave of nostalgia, longing, or deep recognition. Not the painful kind, the awakening kind. This is your soul remembering what the mind tried to forget. It is the connection reactivating itself, calling both of you into alignment. On his side, the signs manifest differently, but just as intensely. He may withdraw suddenly, needing space to understand what he's feeling. He may become emotional without explanation. He may feel lost in his own life, a sign that the old structures around him are crumbling. He may think of you constantly, even if he tries to distract himself. This week, he cannot silence the connection. Not anymore. Another sign that union energy is rising is the shift in your heart. You may feel ready, not hopeful, not impatient, but genuinely ready. Ready to receive, ready to trust, ready to step into the next phase of the journey without dragging old wounds behind you. This readiness is a sign that the feminine has completed a major cycle. And then there is the biggest sign of all, a quiet knowing, a deep inner certainty that something is moving, even without physical confirmation. This knowing comes from your soul, not your mind. It is the same knowing that guided you through pain, through awakening, through separation. But now, it guides you toward alignment. This week, the signs are not subtle. They are invitations. They are confirmations. They are proof that the preparation for union is already unfolding. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to guess. The energy itself is speaking, and your soul already understands the language. What this transition sets in motion for December, the transition happening during this final week of November, is not isolated. It is the beginning of a larger movement, one that will carry its momentum into December with intensity and purpose. Energy never shifts without preparing the next step. And right now, the universe is laying the groundwork for a month that holds some of the strongest alignment frequencies of the entire year. What begins now will not end with November. It expands, it deepens, it accelerates. December becomes the month where the internal alignment of both counterparts begins translating into external synchronicity. It is the month when the emotional groundwork laid throughout November starts taking shape in ways that feel undeniable. For the divine feminine, This transition sets in motion a phase of embodiment. You've been healing, releasing, learning, and transforming for months, some of you for years. But December is where you step into what you've become, not the version shaped by pain, not the version shaped by trauma, but the version shaped by truth. Your energy becomes clearer, your intuition becomes stronger, your boundaries become unwavering. You move differently, not from fear, but from alignment. In December, the feminine becomes magnetic, not because she is trying to attract union, but because she has fully aligned with the vibration of who she was meant to be. This embodiment is what activates the next stage for the masculine. For him, December will be a month of confrontation and breakthrough. He will begin to face emotions he can no longer deny. The longing becomes louder. The desire for truth becomes stronger. The distance becomes painful instead of safe. This is where clarity breaks through. This is where emotional walls start to collapse. This is where he begins to understand that the connection between you is not something he stumbled into. It is something his soul has always recognized. The transition from November prepares him for the inner shifts December demands. He will question his choices. He will feel the weight of his avoidance. He will sense the pull toward the feminine as something he cannot explain away anymore. This is not chaos, it is alignment. This is not regression, it is awakening. December also becomes the month where the energetic bridge between you strengthens. Telepathy becomes clearer. Dreams become more vivid. Synchronicities increase. Your hearts communicate even when your minds are silent. The separation phase begins to lose power. The emotional distance begins to dissolve. The connection becomes the loudest voice in both of your lives. Another important movement December brings is redirection. Paths that no longer belong in your journey fall away. People who drain your energy fade into the background. Situations that once held you back lose their grip. The universe begins clearing your external world to match your new internal vibration. This redirection is essential for union. Union can only enter a life that has space for it. And then there is the most powerful shift of all. December sets into motion the timeline of alignment, a timeline where the feminine holds the vibration, the masculine rises into recognition, and both souls move closer toward each other energetically. This does not promise immediate physical union, but it promises progress, real, tangible, divinely guided progress. The movement you feel now is only the beginning. December amplifies it. December strengthens it. December brings it into form. This transition at the end of November is the ignition point, the spark that lights the path toward the next phase. If you feel like something is coming, if you feel like something is aligning, if you feel like something is preparing, you're right. December is where the preparation becomes transformation. There comes a moment in every twin flame journey where the noise quiets, the confusion softens, and the truth rises to the surface without force. This final message marks that moment. It marks the shift from searching to knowing, from longing to alignment, from fear to clarity. The final week of November has opened a gateway, not a physical one, but an energetic threshold that both souls must cross internally. This is the moment where the universe clears the fog from the path and shows you what your soul has always known. Your connection has not been standing still. It has been preparing. You may not have seen all the work happening behind the scenes. You may not have understood the silence, the separation, the emotional distance. But every part of this journey has been guiding you toward a version of yourself and a version of Him that is capable of holding union with truth instead of fear. For the Divine Feminine, the path clears because you have shifted. You are no longer fighting for love. You are embodying love. You are no longer pouring your energy into someone who isn't ready. You are grounding yourself in your own alignment. You're not trying to fix him, chase him, or interpret him. You're allowing him to rise when it is his time. And this week has shown you one thing with absolute clarity. Your time has already begun. You feel different. You think differently. You hold yourself differently. The way you breathe, the way you trust, the way you internalize the connection, everything is operating from a higher frequency now. This is what allows the path to finally open. For the Divine Masculine, the path clears because his soul is awakening. He is beginning to feel the weight of the connection again, the truth that never left him, the bond he tried to silence, the longing he buried to protect himself from his own emotions. But the silence doesn't shelter him anymore. The distraction doesn't comfort him. The distance doesn't numb him. He is being pulled inward, toward healing, toward recognition, toward the feminine. This awakening is not sudden, but it is irreversible. Once his heart remembers the truth, no amount of avoidance can erase it. This week, the remembering begins. And from here, the remembering only deepens. The connection between you has also changed. It feels clearer, lighter, more aligned, as if something has been unclogged in the energetic field between your souls. You may feel him more intensely. You may sense his emotions moving. You may feel a pulse of energy linking your hearts again. This is not coincidence. It is synchronization. The preparation that began quietly at the start of this week now transforms into momentum. And momentum does not reverse, it builds. The path forward won't be chaotic. It won't be filled with the same confusion that haunted past cycles. This next phase is about clarity, about alignment, about both souls remembering why they were brought together in the first place. You're stepping out of the season of survival and into the season of recognition. You've reached the point where your soul is done learning through pain and ready to receive through truth. Your heart is no longer breaking, it is clearing. Your connection is no longer paused, it is aligning. Your masculine is no longer avoiding, he is awakening. From here, the path doesn't just continue, it clears. And as long as you remain aligned, open, grounded, and receptive, the next chapter of this journey will reveal itself with divine precision. This is the beginning of the phase where everything starts to make sense. The path clears from here,